Welcome to Easy Dispel. I'm your Dungeon Master, Andrew Day. Great to have you back. Joining me, as always, are our adventurers. We have our Tiefling Sorcerer, Kaya Bauer, our Half-Elven Ranger, Raven Corellius, our Human Cleric, Valalav Valkyrie, or Vala, because I have so much trouble saying that name, and our Dragonborn Palibarian, Orelton Denethir. Hopefully, I didn't say anybody's name wrong. And of course, always super important guest of the show, Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sound. All the music noise you'll be hearing in the background that's entirely powered by Syrinscape. We've got links below in the description. Go check them out. They're awesome to use in your home game. The ambience really makes a huge difference in playing at home or online with people. While you're down there checking out their link, we have stuff like comment, and subscribe. I'm not pointing towards any of the right stuff, but yeah, hit those buttons. It helps us out. It lets us know people are watching. Really helps us build up the show. Which, speaking of the show, last time we discovered the cause of death for our paladin, Palibarian Orelton. We had a mysterious encounter in the woods with furred friend for both Kaya and Raven. It's a lot of fun. You guys encountered another twisted vine tree. This one of seemingly much more positive magic. It was surrounded by Tressum cats, one of which some was sort of befriended our ranger Raven. Found another path that seemingly leading towards the exile camp. For if you ever end up going that direction. And you finally completed your week-long journey to the settlement of Falks, which upon arriving, realized that all of the guards were decoys set in place. Spoke to a drunken gatekeeper for a short period of time. Found the missing caravan they're just not quite ready to go yet. And upon entering the settlement, found a surprisingly large and established city built, and the streets were filled with partygoers and musicians, and food vendors, and party people all about. It very out of place in what has until now been an extremely dangerous, just uncivilized land. Uh, It is now upon the fully cobbled interior streets of Falks. You all find yourselves.
I don't think I
Wow.
was expecting this.
I'm glad it's here. You guys see this place?
Yeah, I mean, aren't people usually drunks or great artisans? Not both?
Maybe they're so good they're allowed to be drunk.
I'm hoping that's the answer. Well, I mean, guess let's talk to some folks, huh? Maybe have a drink.
Oh, yeah.
I know I could use one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to somebody and ask them, excuse me, what sort of revelry is going on?
You approach a young woman, and she's wearing just like a commoner's dress. And she turns, and she has an entire bottle of wine that she's holding in her hands, and it has a piece of like bamboo that's been carved down and just stuck into the top, forming kind of a giant straw. And she's sipping at it, and I don't know that you need a reason to revel. And she takes just a big swig. Join us, and she kind of like puts her hand on you and pushes the bottle towards you.
Thank you. And I'm
And
not
then
gonna
she just lets go and just kind of dances off into the crowd, where she is like immediately somebody else hands her a drink and she takes it and is just kind of flitted away into this crowd of revelers.
Maybe let's wait on partaking until we've explored a little bit more. I don't trust whatever this drink is. And I'm holding one in my hand.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I'll take it.
I mean, that's a good way to find out. And I mean, Ara does like his drink.
I'll allow you to be the guinea pig.
Guinea pig I shall be. Take a quick sniff of it.
It smells like wine. And make a quick perception check.
11.
11. It wasn't a high DC. That's looking around. That's you see, like, not everybody's drinking wine. Some people have beer. Some people are just doing like drugs in the middle of the street. Like, there are a couple people that are clearly just blitzed out of their mind, just like dancing alone by themselves. Occasionally, other people will run up and dance with them.
Take a little bit of a swig from the wine.
Yeah. It is like mediocre quality. Like, it's just traded wine. Boozy. It'll get you drunk if you keep drinking it.
It's not bad. I'm sure there's some better stuff around, but
It's
Nothing?
just wine.
seems to be. I mean, it's not great wine by any means, but anybody else want some?
Yeah, I'll take some.
All right. Sure, they're
Yeah,
handing
maybe.
out drinks like no other around, so we can probably find some more.
Sorry, give me one sec. I'm just trying to find something quick.
I'll hand my glass back to Bauer.
Same.
Just gonna
Doesn't
kind of.
seem weird to anybody else, though, huh? Dancing, revelry. I mean, I don't know what that guy's snorting, but
Seems
don't-
quite odd to me.
It's it's a little out of the ordinary, but I mean, far be it from me to tell people how to live their lives.
yeah, I got no problem with partying, but they have extravagant architecture comparatively.
Well, I mean,
Everything
everything looks the
over
same
together.
though.
That's true. It was all
It's
just
kind
pop-up housing.
of a cookie cutter setup.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to Harlan's Landing, this place is preem.
Yeah, it's
Agreed.
There's no way they've always been this revelrous.
Yeah, and if it was an occasion, I'd look past it. But she said you didn't need a reason to revel.
Yes.
Danced off into the crowd.
Yeah.
Would we know
That's weird to me.
if Fox has been here longer than the others?
Falks and Aldenstead have been here a little bit longer than Harlan's Landing. The big thing, like you knew, is they were both better funded, and had like 2 extra years to start springing up. Still, nowhere near like this level of like
Right.
construction should have been done, especially where you didn't see much forest had been cleared.
Well, should we maybe try to find whoever's in charge here? And
Hopefully they're not drunk.
yeah,
Well, I mean, we can just get on their level.
Maybe we'll let you get on their level and then you can talk to them.
Vala will abstain from all drinking
Okay.
or inebriation of any kind.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go. Do you just ask somebody like where?
yeah. Unless
To
there's
go?
like a building that seems like it's more kind
Larger
of
than the other.
put off a little bit, and
All the buildings you can see currently are kind of the same size, and so there's nothing really that stands out. You'd have to go farther into town before finding anything. You pull aside one of the revelers, and it's kind of an older man. He's missing some of his teeth. And you're looking for somebody in charge. You'll want to go to the Dan.
the
To the
Dan.
Dan?
The Dan. It's just that way. And he points down like one of the ramshackle streets that you'd have to push through the crowd to get to. And he just, I get like and anybody else you guys have tried to talk to just kind of loses interest very quickly and just wanders back into the crowd.
Alright,
As-
let's make our way there.
As we're walking through the crowd, I'm gonna. Who wants to trade wine for whiskey?
Hey, that's you get. Give me one sec. What's your AC?
12.
12. You are just hit in the side of the head with a flask of whiskey as somebody just hurls it at you. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And as you like pick it up, that was a trade. And you just like
I hurl it back.
this is like a young teenager like runs up and is like reaching out for it as you throw it back to him, and it just clocks him, and they catch it on their way down and just lay on their back, tipping the bottle upside down.
Perfect. Now I've got a flask.
You do. And it is full of, again, just like normal, just plain whiskey. We'll say, actually, it's slightly higher quality than the wine. You feel like, as a brewer, you get this innate sense that with all the people here just freely exchanging alcohol and drinks and recreational drugs, you could probably put in some effort and trade up a little bit each time.
Mono.
I'm gonna start looking around for something that looks like it might be pretty good.
Okay, go ahead. This is going to be, let's go persuasion on this. This is your,
Okay.
like, kind of dancing with the revelers.
Not.
Make it with advantage because they're all shit-faced. You're not drunk yet.
Rolled lower than the first one. 13.
13. Yeah, you trade up to like a good whiskey. That's so that you go from your flask to like a large flagon of ale to a small cask of what is probably just prison wine. You went quantity over quality, and then trading for a small goblet of like really expensive wine, and ended up with like a standard sized flask of high quality whiskey.
Perfect.
Yeah, you bounced around. Yeah, and this is just on your way down the street towards the Dan, which as you kind of approach it, you pass for a small like single horse cart that has been like half laden with goods and just stuff. Looks like some foodstuffs, things like that have been kind of rummaged through, but it you kind of pass by that, which has just been abandoned on the side of the road, and you approach the Dan, which is a larger building. This appears to be a large tavern in multiple floors, multiple stories. There's no door. It just has like some silk cloths kind of covering the entryway. And then the sign says the Dan, and then it looks like somebody started to carve another letter and got bored and left it alone. It may have been the dancing or the dangerous or anything else that starts with DAN.
Well, as much as I would love to enjoy and partake, there's definitely something wrong here.
Can I look around and see if anything else looks partially finished and might be able to place the whatever event happened here in time somewhere? It's obviously during construction.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a probably this is a raw intelligence check, and anybody's welcome to make this as well.
Raw intelligence is a 15.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, that's Paul's making faces. Yeah,
For a total of
Okay.
21 if you know.
You guys kind of pick out, and you're noticing that like there's a lot of like half-finished projects. Like as far as like you see there off in front of one that looks like it's a shop. There's like a loom with a rug that's starting to be made that's been kind of ignored. There's somebody like stretched out sleeping on the strings of the loom, almost like a hammock. Raven, you notice specifically construction on all the houses done. anything that looks as though it might have had like uh, any sort of interaction, like after the house was built, any sort of decoration, any like additional work, anything like that, people get a little ways into and just kind of abandon. You see paintings that are kind of discarded that are uh, not even remotely finished. Like they might have like a couple like outline sketches before they're just dropped on the side of the road. You actually watch somebody is like sitting kind of against a door. They're kind of like drunkenly like weaving a little bit, and they're whittling something, and they just kind of toss it to the side, put the knife back in their pocket, and wander off. And as soon as they like join the crowd, somebody thrusts a drink into their hand, and they just kind of start drinking and dancing off into this crowd of people. One thing a natural 20 gets you is you notice along the bases of all of these homes and houses, there is like arcane rune script just all along the bottom of every single house you look at, every building that you see. There's like a faint magical aura coming, like now that you're paying attention to it, just a faint level of magic and this arcane rune script at the bottom of each.
Well, definitely looks like magic has helped in some way.
How so?
You see the bottoms of all these houses? There's runes. I don't know what they mean, but it looks like arcane runes across everything. Would probably be the reason that most of this is built.
Val is gonna go up to one of the bases of the houses and see if she can comprehend. Is runic a language?
Okay, so you go up and you start, and it kind of shimmers. Arcane, like rune script, is essentially math. Like this lets you see the individual numbers, like kind of deal. But yeah, it the most direct thing I can equate it to is it boils down to like mathematical equations that, like once inscribed and tied to magical energy, affect the cosmos and the reality.
So yeah,
and so it's one of those
so-
things you're able. It's essentially like if somebody was like, "Here's a rocket ship," you're able to look at it and see the math that it took to make it, but
Okay.
you don't have anything to do with that information.
Then she'll just copy it down in her notebook.
Okay, you copy a portion of magic math.
No, yeah, I have no.
And it's you're not proficient in Arcana, right? Like that's
No.
not a okay. Yeah.
Well, shall we head in?
Into where?
Got no other option.
The Dan?
To the Dan.
Into the Dan. Yeah. Set in.
You guys push in to a pretty nice looking inn. There are not as many people. It's not nearly as crowded. People are mostly like sitting and drinking. Like it seems much more relaxed atmosphere. That's people in here are still definitely drinking and reveling. There is at the bar, piled behind it are barrels and casks, some of them broken open, and it's kind of sitting on top, almost in a throne made of barrels, is a short, fat halfling who's got his feet up, a flagon like half the size of his torso, and he's just kind of surveying over the people in the inn.
Well, I think that might be the gentleman we need to speak to.
If it's not,
Travelers, you're new here.
That
What
we
can
are.
old effers get you?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Effers
Effers, okay.
Effort's got it.
Effers. So, Effers, are you the purveyor of these lands?
I have this place. Yeah, I am. King of the Mead, they call me. King of the Mead.
King of the Mead. Well, King of the Mead. What?
Aye, King of the not mead.
Exactly. I am. You can call me. Oh,
Bauer the brewer.
Bauer the Brewer. There you go.
What?
Never mind.
I
So
go ahead.
when did you guys start drinking?
This morning?
I have a feeling it's been a little longer than that, but
Oh, you don't
Okay.
mean what time did we start drinking today?
well, okay. How long have you been enjoying in the festivities? How many days?
1, 2,
Yeah, we're not gonna.
3,
I feel like we're gonna end after 4.
3,
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like this is where that was going. All right. I feel like we're not gonna get much information. As much as I hate to say.
You got information. They call me King of the Mead.
King of the Mead. Right.
What questions have you got?
Well, why are you drinking?
Nothing better to do around here. We've got food, we've got shelter, and we're away from our blasted pasts. So,
How'd you get your food?
the ships, I think? The ships bring us food.
I don't think we're going anywhere with this. What do you guys think?
Unless you want some information about mead.
I don't think we're gonna get any information we want.
That's me. I'm King of the Mead.
Well, King of the Mead,
Hey,
I'm Raven. How you doing?
to be a knight of the Mead.
Oh wow.
Shakes your
Thank you.
hand.
I think it's the highest honor you could get at the Dan. Knight of the Mead.
I think so.
I will let all of you guys here make perception checks like around the tavern and everything itself.
16.
9.
9 is 16 our
23.
highest. 23.
23.
Right, so you kind of look around. There's one person who is pretending to drink. And they're sitting in the corner. They're sitting alone at their table. There'll be a couple every now and then you see somebody like stumble over and like sit with them, and then like after a brief conversation, just kind of like stands up and just walks and joins another table. With a 23 on your perception, every time
Does
somebody
this
sits
person
down,
who's fake drinking look like they're looking at us?
I'm sorry, there was a really creepy second there where you're like you weren't talking, you're like moving around and doing stuff, but your mouth didn't move at all.
Mouth didn't move, yeah. I was just watching that too. I'm like, wait.
That scared the shit out of me. I'm like,
Am I drunk?
I'm the king of the mead.
No, I was like looking over at Rachel, waiting for a response, nothing, and then I look back over at Andrew, and then I hear all of a sudden you're just talking, and I look back over and there's nothing going on with your mouth.
The creepy thing is you were moving around while it was going on, so that was okay. What was your question? Sorry.
Does he look like he's looking at us, this person who is not partaking in the drinking?
He's keeping an eye on you guys. Obviously, the other thing I was going to say you notice is as people like sit down with him and they leave after a moment, you catch he actually like casts an incantation and they just wander away. They seem to lose interest.
Okay.
What's this individual look like?
They are you start kind of sneaking glances to them. Zvala like nudges you guys and points them out. Is a red-skinned tiefling with like curled goat's horns, like they curl forward a little bit. He has kind of a thick beard and like long, like Eugene Levy eyebrows.
Beautiful description.
And he's just kind of sitting in. He's just kind of watching everybody at the like around. He
Which is
kind of and he notices you guys like looking at him and like clocking him. He actually stands up. He puts his drink down and kind of walks over. He goes, I don't know if you've noticed anything, but you're not going to get any information from the King of the Mead. I'm the King of the Mead. Yes, I know you're the King of the Mead. King of the Mead. And this. There's empty rooms upstairs. It's, why don't we go someplace a little bit quieter?
All right,
Thank you, friend.
just lead the way.
He leads you guys upstairs. And he goes up to the 3rd floor. You gotta go the 2nd floor. There seems to be quite a group, quite a large gathering of people still. But once you get to the 3rd floor, it's much quieter. You do see a couple doors like open and people look out. And the tiefling that's leading you, like nods at them, and they nod back and they close the door. And he leads you further in until he gets to a set. There's a few rooms, enough that each of you could have your own room if you wanted, but he leads you into one of the empty ones and sits down. And he goes, all right, sorry about the revel, as they're calling it, but I'm Engelaine.
Ghislaine.
What?
I'm Kaya.
Ichikaya?
I'm Raven.
David? I hear you're a recently knighted Knight of the Dan. Knight of the Mead.
A true honor.
Whatever it was he was calling it.
Oh, really?
Pleasure.
Vala.
Pleasure as well. Well, sure you've noticed that we're not doing so well.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
know anything about this?
It's
Why?
started.
How?
It started just about 2 weeks ago. Is when it kind of started. We noticed that like people were starting to party and everything, but it's gotten bad the last few nights. It's I haven't had a drink in about 40 years. That's curious if that's the only reason that I might have not be doing this, but I've got no idea why any of this has started.
And you said it's happened within how long?
About 2 weeks ago is when things started getting weird. For the last 5 or 6 days, is when it's just been a non-stop party.
Anything
It's,
change in that time? Any newcomers come or?
Not that I know of. That's me. I mean, other than the people from Harlan's Landing that came and asked about supplies and things like that, but
What
That's
happened to them?
they went back. They gave them some goods and sent them on their way. I know there was a caravan. Oh, what was?
Sorry. Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Probably not good. 11.
Hard to get a read. Like, it's so far. It's kind of he hasn't told any obvious lies. He hasn't. Like he's not.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. He seems to be pretty just like tired. Like the people in the apartment below you won't stop partying.
Okay, yeah. I know that feeling.
Yeah. Right, but I know we were supposed to send an actual like caravan back to you guys, but that's people seem to have had trouble actually getting stuff done recently. It's we've kind of got the last of the buildings finally put in, and things just kind of been getting crazy.
You build the buildings like traditionally, right? Tool hammers, muscle.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Felden Waith sent us with were, well, these. I still have mine. And he reaches kind of to a pocket on his side, and he pulls out a cube, but yay big, with a button on the top, and some of the same like arcane script you guys had seen, that rune script. And he hands it over. Yes, we use these to build them. That's don't press the button right now. That's you set it on the ground, hit it, and it creates a small two-story house, essentially. It's there's a couple of specialty. The tavern we're standing in is one of them. It's a couple of specialty shops, smithy, things like that. We're set to get the core of the city built, and that's I've been here for about 6 months. It's most of the construction has been over the last 2 weeks or so. And so we got a lot of the core buildings in, and we're getting established, built the walls out, and then 2 or 3 months ago we opened up to more settlers since we've gotten a foothold established. And as people kind of came in over the last few weeks, they've just been not sticking to the plans or anything we had to build out the buildings. We've just been slapping them on the ground wherever they'll fit.
Do you think it might be these buildings that are the problem then?
So we've been living in these buildings the last 2 years. The settlement's been being built. That's we've been really careful until recently. It's I haven't actually heard from the mayor in the last couple weeks.
Who is the mayor?
She's Ladriele. Ladriel, sorry. Ladriele. Ladrielye. Ladriele. Ladrilei. We're gonna go with Ladrilei. I just written down before.
So the Strelai, you haven't seen her for, you said, a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's about the same time that buildings just stopped sticking to the plan, everything like that. She kept everybody on a tight schedule. And it kind of started like, mayor's not showing up to work, and so people started having a few drinks, hanging out, and it's just kind of gone crazy since then.
So no leader to lead.
Turned into a massive party.
Things have just gotten out of control. It's there's a few of us that just kind of hide out, try not to join in.
Is there anybody who seems to be quite adamant on the revelry? Maybe a rebel rouser?
I mean, there's a lot of them. You just can't walk down the street without having a dozen drinks thrown at you.
Nobody in particular, though.
Not that I'm aware of. That's parties are always the hardest around the minstrels. It's be actually playing music. That's where it's the thickest. But I don't think that's really weird. That's kind of any party, really.
Do you think the partying will stop when the beverages stop flowing?
And it'd die off. I think the accumulated hangover might kill most of the people here, but at this point, that's a sacrifice I'm going to make.
So it sounds to me like there might not be anything nefarious really going on. Leadership went the way of the dodo. Everyone went party crazy, and the buildings were built magically.
That's the weird thing is, like, a lot of the people I've seen people I've known for years. Sober, as long as they could be. A lot of people that come here have had problems with the drink in the past. And kind of looking for a fresh start. They turned to it right quick enough. That's people, real straight edge sorts. The soldiers, the guards. It's a lot of honest people came to get a new life for themselves, or escape things they'd done in the past. Not come here just to throw it all down the drain.
Maybe if we find the mayor, we might find something else.
At least a lead. Who
Yeah.
isn't partaking? You? I saw your tiefling friend outside.
There's a few people that here. That's
Is there a common thread between them? Are they all tiefling?
no. That's we've got a half orc. We have a minotaur. It's a few gnomes, a halfling family, a few houses down that have sealed themselves in. It's I don't know if it's nothing really that I'm aware of between any of us. Just we haven't really given in.
Do you feel like there's something pressing on you to give in?
I mean, sometimes you see drinks start going around, and there's that thought like, why do I have to be the one worried and trying to take care of everybody? It's, I could just have a drink, dance a little. It's, feel a push. I mentioned I've had problems with drink in the past, and so I don't know if it's magic or just me. I'd like to blame it on magic, but I try not to jump to that conclusion. It's too easy to have something just to point the blame at, But
When was the last time you saw the mayor? Heard from her? Knew where she was?
probably about 2 weeks ago. This, she had a big town hall meeting scheduled. And she didn't show up. It was the night before that. That's I saw her. She came in for a drink here. That's told Effers that he had to get a sign on the door. So people had something to call it other than the tavern, the inn. It's gonna start getting it into a real city built. We had an artificery move in just a month ago. It's they were starting to put out useful magical tools, things like that for us, but I think I saw him downstairs in a room with 4 other revelers, if you know what I mean, not wanting to get bothered.
You said you
That
saw
guy's
her.
like 90 years old.
Make
said-
a good use of those magical tools then.
You said you saw the mayor here the night before.
She got into an argument with Effers. It's had to stop slacking off, put in work, since everybody's expected to pull their weight around here. The King of the Mead isn't a new thing. It's that's just Effers. He's remained completely the same. If you're asking about people that haven't changed at all, the barrel throne is new.
Did she partake that evening?
I don't think I've ever seen her drink in my life.
Have
At least
you
my life here.
had issues with exiles?
Yeah, that's pretty much reserved for the worst of the worst. It's murderers, thieves that have been given warning. They get usually put on community service for a little while. If they just keep doing it, keep robbing, when somebody gets hurt, usually get kicked out. So we try not to exile anybody for no reason.
I feel like we should probably go try to find maybe the mayor. Maybe find another clue along the way.
Maybe look into old Mead King's stash in the back, see if he's got anything nefarious going on
Floating
back
around.
there. Maybe a tied up mayor or something.
Maybe. I mean,
So, and
as much as
you've looked for?
Let's keep my eye out. I really, personally, I just try to go out and get what food and stuff I can for the people up here, not wanting to revel. But I've tried not to be too close to it all. It's,
Tempting.
shakes the will, it does.
Could you
as
possibly
much as
point
I hate to
us?
say. Oh, good.
Could you possibly point us in the direction of her quarters?
And it's, she's near the harbors. If you go towards the big mast that you'll see, that's, she's got an office there set up. She liked being able to handle intake, people, goods, anything like that. And without her lie, she kept a pretty firm grip on things. Worked well while she was here.
The caravan we knew about was come from Harlanslander to Falks and then back? Or
You
they
had
were-
you had scouts that went to Falks. They came back, brought supplies back, and you actually saw them come into town.
Mhm.
And there was supposed to be an actual there was a cart that was going to be following them a couple days behind.
But those were Falks folks, right?
Yeah, those were going to be Falks folks.
Okay.
Falksians.
Falksians, if you will.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the the horse with the supplies on it was meant to go to Harlan's Landing.
Right, I just wanted to make sure that those were Falks people, so something affecting those in Falks, not those from Harlan's Landing that came to Falks.
Yeah.
Do we want to see if we can't peek around the back rooms here before we go? Or just
Yeah, that
head
might
to
be a
the
good
mayor?
idea.
Anybody
It's not gonna
particularly
hurt.
stealthy? Because
Yeah, I can
I'd
sneak
say it
around.
cause a distraction.
Man, kind of visible.
I mean, I can sneak a little bit, but not great.
I can try.
Yeah, okay. I'd help you out with a distraction, but there's a big enough distraction out there at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, whoever's going, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
So I'm an expert in stealth. Is that advantage at all, or is that just adding the modifier?
You have
It-
expertise, right?
Yeah,
It doubles your proficiency bonus. That
Okay.
should already be
Yeah.
added in on
gotcha.
D&D Beyond.
That is a 21. No, sorry, 22.
Okay. 22. Okay. Yeah, you kind of slip off, I think, back into the crowd. There are a few more people have kind of filtered into the inn, but it's still like outside seems to be where most of them are. You kind of slip past the Mead King. Effers, he is like fully unconscious on the like pile of barrels that he has like piled up and behind the bar top. You just kind of walk past him. There's a door leading back. You slip in, and there are floor to ceiling stacked. There's barrels, bottles, things like that. This is the stock room, and it seems to be stocked for like a long time. Like when they stocked this tavern, they set it so it would be good for like years. They wouldn't have to constantly be shipping alcohol and stuff across the sea.
Jeez. Okay.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeah. Fuck. 8.
There's a lot of barrels, a lot of bottles. You do find a really nice like elven wine from Feldenwaith, from a specific city that you recognize as it's from Waithpact, which is where
Right.
yeah. And other than that, like, there's not really a whole lot.
I'll go and take that wine and just kind of tuck it away.
And You head back upstairs to reconvene with the party.
Is there any like back door or anything that I can see like that might be another entrance?
Yeah, like coming back out into the main room, there is like a back door on the other side of the tavern or of the bar. So like you went on the left side, there was a door opening into the storeroom. On the right hand side, there's a back door leading outside.
But not like another door in the storeroom anywhere that leads outside or anything.
No, not
Okay.
that you see.
All right, yeah, I'll just head back out to everybody.
For the sake of this, because I know this is one of those things that. Go ahead, give me one more investigation check. We're giving you advantage on this.
Not much better. It's 10.
10.
Yeah.
There's something odd. Like you're looking around, but you can't. Like you move some of the barrels around. You move it around, and you just can't find anything. You kind of trip over the rug on your way out, and you just head out and go upstairs.
Well, I was able to get in there nice and easy, but just not seeing anything. There's something. I mean, I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't find it.
Do you think anybody would care if we go in? Does it seem to be something you needed to sneak into?
Not really. He's good old King's passed out. I think even just yeah, even if just acting drunk and stumbling in might at best be what we need to do.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me
Let's
go
take
look.
Who is heading back down into the party?
I will, but I'm not going to act drunk. I'm going to try and stealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll head
Go ahead
down.
and
I'm
give
just
me
gonna
a-
stay in the main area and kind of keep watch.
Okay. Stealth check. Vala, are you stealthing or acting drunk?
No, I'm just going to walk in.
Okay.
Take
So-
notice. And if I see somebody staring at me, I might try and do something, but I don't think I'm going to see anybody staring at me.
Okay. So I'll have you and Raven both give me a perception check. And then, Arelton, you're focused on stealth. What was your stealth check?
I have disadvantage because of the armor, and I rolled a natural 20 and a 12, which is a 14 total.
That's sad. Natural 20.
9.
It's okay. 9. All right.
Perception was a 24.
Okay. Raven, you kind of set up. You find a nice corner where you can kind of see anybody going in. Arelton, nobody even seems to notice you. Vala, you are walking across. You notice there is one person that's watching you. He's kind of a large, not like Goliath, but like a hulking dude. Got his sleeves like cut off at the forearms, every last inch of his covered with hair, like real Gaston type. And he's just like eyeing you as you go across, and you make eye contact with him for a second.
Does he seem to be drunk or cognizant?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, that is a 21.
Cool. Way beat the DC, because as you make eye contact with him, he kind of takes a sip and goes,
I'm gonna give him the iciest stare that his old grandmother would give him while he was, I don't know, doing something he wasn't supposed to.
he is going to make an insight check.
Vala really does not, it disapproves.
Yeah. And then what do? He's holding eye contact with you. A little drunken smile on his face.
I'm gonna, eye him towards the outside door, go. Get out.
Oh God. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, stands up, straightens his shirt a little bit, gives you like a big wink, and walks out the back door.
He's gone now. I'm gonna continue my way into the other room.
Okay. The two of you can make a investigation check as well.
Okay. Investigation.
22.
10.
There we go.
Well, you walk in, and you go, all right. The thing that's missing him is like cellar. Most like expensive good alcohol is kept in a cellar. You look down, there's a little scuff on the rug, like where he kind of tripped over it, and you go, duh. And you pull the rug to the side, and there's a trap door.
There we go.
Open up. There is a ladder leading down into a cool, dark cellar.
Now I'll head on down.
I'll follow.
Um,
Follow you down.
is head down, and it is pitch black. Rel, you have dark vision?
I do.
You do. Yeah, you go, and there's kind of a weird texture to the walls and everything, and you've got probably about 5 feet on each side around the ladder. There's nothing down here, but you reach out and like touch the wall, and it's like it's a curtain, like it's a cloth that's pulled around, like a thick rug that's been hung.
Like this room is actually bigger than it is.
Yeah, that it's bigger than you can see. And just with dark vision, with everything in grayscale, it just looks a little weird.
Okay. I'll see if I can't find a break in it, and instead of throwing it back, just like
Yeah, let's go around kind of the circle, and you lift it back, and you see like a dull, kind of gray-green light.
okay, I will throw it back now.
And actually, Volley, you see that too, as you kind of hear some rustling, and the light gets this curtain gets pulled to the side. You see that kind of dull light pulsing.
I think we need to get Raven down here.
Oh, might as well get the whole crew at that point, and then close that trap door. I'll stay here. Go ahead.
All right, and I'm gonna climb back up the stairs and go get him.
Raven, you see Vala kind of walk out. You go up and get Kai as well, I'm guessing. And kind of head back down. Who is the last one into the storeroom?
I guess me.
Okay. You see, kind of as you walk into the door shuts behind you, a large, confused-looking man like walk in from the back door, and he kind of looks around, and that's when like you walk into the tavern, or into the storeroom.
Give him a wink as I walk by. No, I'm totally okay. Guess I'm doing it.
I was giving him another insight check, and I rolled the same thing. You wink at him, and he goes,
All right.
and you walk into the storeroom.
Drinking for a while.
He's got his beer goggles on, guys.
You guys go down into through the trapdoor.
Yeah, and I want to, as we're closing the trapdoor, I'll go in last, and I just want to make sure the rug closes over the top of the trapdoor.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do that. You're paying attention. You're able to kind of flip it as you go. As you kind of get to the bottom of the stairs, you hear a door open above you and some footsteps. What the fuck? You hear some rummaging as like some barrels are like moved around. Shit. And you hear the door open and close again above you.
Poor dude's having the worst luck tonight.
All right.
Was that large burly man?
What large burly man?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh, it was somebody was staring at me. He wanted. God
Oh.
knows what.
Well, he kind of gave a glance in my direction. I gave him a wink.
You winked at him.
Yeah, I mean, nothing more awkward than, Someone just staring at you, so you gotta do something.
Yeah, okay. And then I'll just rip the curtain back.
And you guys see a large portal, like big enough to easily walk through. Vines have curled out of it into the walls next to it, creating like a stitching ring of vine going into the wall.
Holding it open?
Yeah, holding it open.
That's cool.
Anybody who's trained in it can give me a survival check.
There we go. 23.
23.
I got 22.
You guys both see coming out of
Sorry.
this portal hoof prints. There seem to be multiple sets of like 2 hoof prints. They're bipedal.
Do I know any? I'm assuming fey creatures that might fit that description.
That would be what, either a nature, religion, or arcana check. These all kind of overlap.
I'll try with religion.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but doesn't a minotaur have hooves?
Oh, dryads too. I got an 11.
You got an 11?
So wouldn't the, whatever they're called, the goat people?
Wait, you're thinking of goat people are satyrs and
Satyrs. Yep.
Oh,
since
dryads
you've
are
said,
cool. That's what I'm thinking of.
yeah, since you've said it, satyrs do have hooves. These are too small to be like a minotaur's hooves, but very likely satyrs, which are revelrous fae. Like they party like
Their
they,
hands off you.
like yeah, that's they and like nymphs. There's stories from people have gone into the Feywild and like not wanted to leave because of these huge decadent parties and orgies that are thrown by like satyrs and nymphs, and they like cause eternal parties in the Fey.
Well, I guess first off, did we get that with? I got an 11 for religion. I don't know what Raven got.
Oh, I hadn't rolled, so. Probably not. 7.
Vol, if you and Kai want to make a check, this isn't a high DC. You have like an idea of this with even a 10 religion. Like these are famous Fey creatures.
Is that a religion?
17.
Or religion, nature, or arcana. Yeah, 17 will get you that. It's,
All of those are the same, and I got an 18.
yeah. Everybody but Raven has a pretty like satyrs, like to different degrees of like intellectual study here.
Yeah.
Like
Remember seeing pictures of those goat people dancing around all the time.
Yes, I know they tend to start a little revelry in the Fey world.
Well, that could potentially be what's happened here then. Couple snuck in.
British. Sounds about right.
They have any method of disguising themselves that you know of?
Can't
Like, are they
remember.
naturally, ooh, I look different.
I have no idea.
and that's you aren't specifically sure with satyrs if they can.
Well,
They are probably hiding themselves somehow.
so here's the other side of this. Are we going to try to send them back through the portal? Are we going to close the portal?
I think
What do you think?
closing this one, it seems to be wreaking havoc on folks.
Yes, and I don't know how long it'll be before we fall underneath this cast.
Well, I mean, just from talking to the guy upstairs, sounds like the more you partake in the drink, the more things happen.
We still don't know why the mayor's missing.
I mean, maybe the mayor was the first. I mean, the mayor was here when all of this began, right?
She had an argument here. She argued
That's
with
what
the King of the Mead, and that's the last that, what's his name, saw her.
Maybe the King of the Mead has a little more to do with this than we think. Or he could just be under like a whatever is going down.
Do you think it's possible that she tried to look around and see what has been done?
Maybe
And
find a
wandered
portal.
in?
Portal himself. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't know if going through the portal's a great idea, but we could give it a shot.
I don't think that's our first path to follow.
I mean, we don't even know what she looks like.
Yeah. Well, we
I
know
feel
this
like these
is here.
satyrs wouldn't be very hard to find if they're just, out and about.
Do satyrs
Is that-
always have horns that go forward? Or sometimes they go back?
No, that's very similar to tieflings. Like they can kind of go any direction.
I don't know. Maybe we go look for the mayor, and if we see anything suspicious along the way, deal with it as we find it.
Say,
Should we
let's give
cover
it a shot.
this back up with the rug?
Yeah,
Might
I
be a
think
good
so.
idea. You don't want some drunk stumbling down here and then us closing him in the portal.
Just what could happen in that portal?
Right.
Be quite terrifying. Okay, we cover it up. Go up the steps.
Huh.
Close the door behind us and cover it with the rug.
But easy enough.
Well, should
And
we head to the harbor?
Yeah.
all right, is walk out through the tavern, out into the street, back into the crowd of revelers. And there are, I should have described it, there are like pockets. It's not like the full city is just packed full of people. There are a lot more people in than in Harlan's Landing. But like it's pockets, then you'll have like a fully empty, deserted street, and then another pocket. As you start heading towards the harbors, I want a perception check from Raven and a perception check from both Kaya and Vala.
15.
10.
Ooh, 25.
25. Yours was 10, Raven?
15.
Or 15?
Mine was 10.
Vala, you notice something following you. And Raven, you notice something following you. There are different things. Raven, you look up. And you see in the sky, just a little ways away, circling. It looks like a bird, but it's kind of dark, but you see like the shadow of a tail behind it. Just kind of up in the distance. Vala, you turn and clock kind of in the shadows, following, kind of switching his eyes from both you and Kaya, a large man
God fucking damn it.
who is just like stumbling from shadow to shadow.
I think we have company.
He-
Oh, yes, I can't seem to get rid of him.
Oh, no, I'm talking about something else. It's in the sky.
Doll's gonna try and nonchalantly look up at the sky.
As it's pointed out, yeah, there's just a small figure like, flying in a loop above you.
Do you think that's our cat friend?
Very possible.
We're making all sorts of friends.
I think mine's a looking for food. I'm not sure what your guy's looking for.
They all want
Oh, I
something.
think I have an idea. I don't know why he's looking at Kaya, though.
Well, I don't know.
Sometimes you like to chew on a stick.
What?
Nope.
As you guys have started talking, he's gotten a little bit closer, and then just like you see him like he kind of tucks into an alley, straightens his shirt, like very much thinking he's hidden. Does the whole like checks his own breath, and he kind of walks out. We had a date. And he points at Vala first, and then like shit and points at Kaya, and then points back. What happened to that?
I think you have misinterpreted me, sir.
I think I've been led astray twice. And he pulled, and he. It's a party, isn't it?
I'm gonna get
You wouldn't
straight up
like
in his.
that kind of
Oh,
party. Oh, go for it. Sorry, you go for it.
it's all good. I am going to get straight up into his face with thaumaturgy. I'm gonna make the eyes go black, and then again, I'm going to. Let's play, big boy.
He looks you dead in the eye, leans forward,
This dude.
reaches around, and he goes, he goes, "You're not usually my type," and he just gives your tail a sharp tug, and then full grabs you in the junk.
Yeah, this isn't exactly what I was expecting.
I rolled a natural 20 on his wisdom save. I attempted you were trying to intimidate him. Like
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
that was just full. He's drunk and he's into it.
I'll step in between both of them, put hands on chest, push them apart, say, Raven, close your eyes, grab him by the scruff and pull to my face, and again go with your full aspect. My teeth will get big, my eyes will black over. It's time to leave, and I'll growl in his face.
I shit you not. I rolled a natural 19.
Jesus Christ.
This dude wants to fuck. He got and you have him by the scruff, and he's a big dude. He's probably about your size. He reaches out and grabs you kind of by the scruff. You ain't invited. And he headbutts you. Does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Oh, it catches he catches you you just kind of lean forward, and just those little line of eyebrow spikes that you've got just cut into him, and he pulls back, kind of surprised with just a series of bloody holes above his eyebrow. He just kind of looks at you confused.
I'm gonna look around and see. Do I see a female reveler nearby?
Tons. So
I'm just gonna go over to the closest female reveler and whisper in her ear, "I think this gentleman wants to play," and I'll point directly at the big guy.
okay, we're gonna see what a Relton does really quick since he's been headbutted, or if Kaya wants to do anything after he's been molested.
Uh,
I hate that I did that.
yeah, I hate that you did that too.
I've created a
Um,
horrible. This is the big bad evil guy. This is toxic masculinity is the villain of our campaign.
It's actually one of the satyrs.
At that, he's gonna kind of shocked at the fact that dude just straight up just grabbed his junk, and he's gonna stop for a second. He's gonna, okay, we're done, and he's gonna cast hold person on him.
That's better than what I was gonna do.
What's the DC on that?
15.
Okay, now he locks into
Okay.
place. He's holding onto Arelton's shirt as he like headbutts, a little bit of blood comes out, and he just locks into place.
I'll break his arms and then I don't want to hurt him, but I'll just like yeet him back like 5 feet or however far I can.
He jumps back, rocks over, and like tips over. And at this point, Raven you point at him as he's thrown. Also, the lady shrugs and walks over to him, and he just gets dragged off into the crowd.
Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna look up and see if our cat friend is following us. I keep wanting to call it a monkey.
Yeah.
Fine cat. Different
It
thing.
is just circling overhead. That's good. Like, I will say that is like not the first time that somebody makes just very aggressive advances on any of you. Each one of you has a plethora of men, women, non-binary, anything, like anyone that can is gonna try and will paw at you guys and make moves, make advances, try to get drinks. Like as you get as you get closer to the harbor, the pockets become denser, with more alcohol flowing and less stress. And in these pockets, because you guys know to look for them, occasionally you do see kind of pointed, bearded, horned faces. They're not those of tieflings. You hear pan flutes and violins. And we'll like, just every now and then spot like a satyr who will be playing a violin in the center of like a debaucherous, like hedonistic orgy.
And there's more than 2 of these individuals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and I'll say this where I hope nobody else can hear us, but alternate fix this problem. Can we close the portal and deal with them here? Is there anybody against that?
It's not a bad idea. I'm worried about if the mayor walked in.
If she walked in the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I just
it's
think
kind of hard to say.
if we figure that part out, it'd be a lot easier to kill however many Sadar than drag them all back to that portal.
I don't know how I feel about destroying things we don't need to.
We kind of need to. They're going to take this entire city down with them if they're not removed, however you want to.
If we can make it a backup, I prefer that not be our primary choice.
Sure, you figure out how to get back to the portal. I'm all about the easiest path from point A to point B.
I don't know how to get them to. Yeah. I mean, I imagine we can't just walk over and say hello.
The Zader?
Probably, I just don't know what would happen to us. Kaya, why don't you try?
I mean, I could try. Fuck it. All right. I'll walk over. What? I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. All right.
I love it.
I'm gonna walk over to the satyr.
All right. The satyr you approach is very loosely, like he's has like unbuttoned bridges, like pulled up around his legs. He's leaning back. He actually has a little pan flute that he's playing, and he's leaning against a fountain. And there are like men and women in various states of undress, like around him, just kind of lounging up against a large fountain. Again, the fountain has this same like runic script around the edges, and he's kind of playing music. There's like a woman that's like will occasionally like tug on his horns, and he'll kind of like push her away, kind of lazily and drunkenly. And you approach, and he looks at you. Oh, hello, you.
Hello.
Come to join in the revel. That's he.
Well, More or less to say if we could talk out, maybe calming the rebel down slightly.
I have no control over these people. Simply drink and fuck and make merry.
Right, but maybe we could drink and fucking make merry elsewhere.
Do any of you want me to go elsewhere? And some of the different people are like, no. I don't want to. And he's reaches back and starts kind of playing with the water in the fountain behind him.
Well, I mean,
Just have a drink, and he splashes some water at you.
yeah, all right. I'll have a drink, and I'm going to control water, shape water,
Okay.
and going to pull some out and just basically like smother his face in it. Just
Okay.
like an orb just around his head for the time being. I know it's not really like an attack type of thing. It's just more of an annoyance.
Let me think about
The repercussions.
Yeah.
this.
Trying to drown a satyr.
No, not even that. Because as the water pulls out, the water level dips, and what you can like now see as they're no longer fully submerged is just the face of a beautiful woman with like translucent blue skin, and her eyes snap open. Shape water is just a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
And she looks to the side and reaches out a hand and rakes your shape water, pulling the water back into her pool. And she sits up and looks at you. Never take the water from a naiad's pool. And as she sits up, like she is fully naked, her hair in just long strands is coming down, covering her. And she looks at you, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
13.
13. You are enamored. She is the most, yeah, she is the most beautiful woman you have ever seen. And
So hold on, can I clarify? He basically like washed the satyr off of her.
well, he pulled water from the fountain, and she was just floating in the fountain.
In the fountain.
Naiads are fully invisible when they're underwater, and he pulled just enough water so she was no longer fully immersed. It's a thin, like a thin fountain, and so just a little bit of her face became revealed there, and so the satyr is like just drying his face off, like he's like rude, as she sat up and, excuse me.
Ah.
I'll say, Kai, you're not driven to drink or participate in any revel. And you all see, like, Kaya kind of stiffens a little bit. His back stiffens a little bit as he stands up straight. And some of the other people that are around the satyr like look up and are kind of fixated on her. But
Oh boy.
for all purposes, the magical effect you're under is you're enamored. You're in love.
Hey.
Well,
So,
it's thrown a punch yet. That's good.
how you doing?
Well, why don't you come here?
All right.
I don't like being out of the water. And you, and she reaches out, and do you take her hand?
I mean, I imagine I would have to, yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
Become...
You don't have to. That's.
No. I mean, if I... Yeah, no, I definitely would.
Yeah, and you all watching Gaia, who walks up, kind of does this little bit. The satyr, who's now still just like relaxing, but he kind of like chuckles as he like mops the last bit of water from his beard, and he begins playing again as Kaya steps into the fountain and just begins to kiss this beautiful woman that has arisen from the fountain.
Son of a
All right,
bitch.
gone tits up, and I will just cross the courtyard, however few steps I can, and grab him by the back of the clothes.
What? Oh,
Time to go.
And she's no, please
Time to go.
stay. I.
Won't even hear her out, and I'll just drag him away.
And she
what are you
reaches
doing?
out and takes the hand of just one of the let's see. She takes the hand of like one of the women that's around the satyr, and she stands up and comes in. At this point, you feel the magic fade off of you, Kaya, and this other woman steps in and just kissing the naiad.
This I don't know. Time to go.
No. I'm good now. Yeah. Let's go. I don't like that.
Okay, so onward.
So they don't seem inclined to leave. Just, they made that pretty evident. By the way, you don't take her water. She doesn't like that.
Looks like it.
She kind of liked it, but yeah. Anyway, I don't think there's going to be any leading them out of here.
Well, let's get to the mayor's house and talk a bit. See what we can find.
Wondering if we might just go ahead with the other plan, close the portal. But
Let's look at our options.
Let's check out the mayor's.
all right, sounds good.
Just continue on. It doesn't take too much longer pushing through these throngs of people to make it to the house. This one does look different than the other ones. This is a single-story building, one or two windows, not a whole lot of natural light that's going to be coming in here, and it is super uniform, utilitarian. The front door is open.
Well, that's not usually a good sign.
Let's take a peek.
You enter in. There's one big main office, and there's kind of a door to each side. The room you guys walk into is it's been fully ransacked. There's a table flipped over. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
19.
12.
22.
Vala and Orelton, this is not the ransacking of like people partying. Nobody's in here. It's empty and it's been left empty. And you walk in, all of you realize the reason why it's been left empty is there is a smell. It does not smell good. Relton and Vala, you realize you start picking out scenes of like a fight. Like there is an arrow in the wall next to where you kind of walked in. The desk that was flipped over has like sword cuts into it. There's a knife like sticking out of the front of it, like it looks like it was flipped over for cover. And looking kind of behind it, there is face down. One sec. There is just a corpse. This hooded body. And a pool of blood.
Vala's gonna go up and see if she can clear the face.
I'm gonna scan for threats in the room.
Perception check from Relton. Vala, you go and you roll the body over, and it thuds to the side. It's a human man.
That's good.
Pretty plain features. Nothing Crazy. Go ahead and give me an investigation check on his body.
It's an 11 perception.
11 perception. There doesn't seem to be any immediate threats. No real details on the body that you can make out. That's do seem to be safe for now. But yeah, it's just kind of a normal dude. What? Kaya, as the body is flipped over, give me a perception check with. Yeah, give me a perception check, Kaya.
Okay.
We're
What?
killing it with rolls.
3. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, that's a normal person.
Can I look around and see if I see any like paintings or anything like that? That maybe be like a self-portrait or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. There's a large, like, imperialistic oil painting behind the desk of an elven woman. She's wearing a military cut tunic, high collar, hair is pulled back into a tight bun. It's very stern looking. Bright green eyes, dark brown hair.
Do you think this might be her?
I mean,
The mayor, yes.
wouldn't have a painting of somebody else above my desk like that.
I'd like to figure out who this man is, though. I don't see much interesting on him.
I'm gonna say Orelton and Kaya would know this. But kind of looking at him, he does have a brooch on his cloak that keeps it closed. This is insignia of the Knight's Eye. They're a clan of assassins that operate pretty profusely in the mainland. In at least the southern states of the mainland. They don't really operate like Nalbrand.
How the hell did Knight's Eye Assassin get all the way over here?
And why?
It's a dedication of resources to send him across the sea. At least I think so.
I doubt there'd be a way to get back as well. Not an easy one. It don't take many back.
Is there any other rooms, or is it just one big room?
There's a room off to either side.
Can I scan the room on the left as we enter?
The left is a small bedroom. Very Spartan. There's a cot. There's a small chest that looks like it's been like hacked it a little bit, but is still locked. And then like a trunk of clothes that have been gone through.
I think they were after something or after her. So it looks like the whole place was ransacked.
I mean, the entire place is ransacked, I imagine.
The
Maybe
desk
something.
looking for
was over, is
something.
it? The drawers been gone through, and or did it look like maybe she just was going through her clothes as she left?
The drawers and like everything looks like it's been like any drawers have been like pulled open, papers scattered out.
Or something.
They're definitely looking for something.
Yeah.
Should we try and open this chest?
Yeah, we can try. I can give it a shot.
I don't believe you have thieves' tools.
I do actually. Or no,
Oh, you
sorry,
do?
no, I don't. I have
Yeah.
proficient. Well, no,
You have proficiency.
I have
you have
proficiency in
proficiency.
these tools.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
So I'll let you make a check. The check will be at disadvantage because you don't have the proper tools. So this is you kind of using what you don't have, or utilizing what you do have to.
And what's this? Is it just a straight roll or?
It's a proficiency plus dexterity.
So, do you have expertise in your tools?
Isn't it?
Yeah, I have I have a proficiency in thieves' tools.
Yes.
Right,
So-
right. But is it? Oh yeah, anything you have a proficiency in, you have expertise, right?
No,
So it's no.
it's a selected thing. So what's
It's
your dexterity
selected.
plus your proficiency bonus?
Okay, so that's 6. So it'd be a 17
17.
if it
That's
counts my roll on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you a second. You actually like unstring your bow and use it. So instead of trying to tackle the lock itself, you manage to loop it and pull out the hinge bolts using your dagger to like chip them inward. Um, so you circumvent it and open it backwards,
No.
lifting the chest. We're gonna end it there and find out next week on Easy Dispel. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. It was a lot of fun. Um, mostly, it's a weird topic to ever like bring up, and I hated myself for it. But lots of love. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe.
Merch.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, we have merch.
Yeah. Teespring.com. We will put the link in the video below somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be in the description.
in a place.
And hopefully through like editing magic, we'll put something at the beginning.
We'll see.
But awesome. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye. Next time on Easy Dispel, you do hear a loud thud. Sticking in the front of the door, there is an arrow with a small scroll wrapped around the shaft.
I'm gonna run over and snatch it out of his hands.
Something you want to say?
You find 2 secret panels, and the bookshelf slides to the side, revealing not a door, but a little alcove with another small box that you're able to open easily. That one is not locked, that has a series of letters.
Tara, stop this madness. These men have nothing to do with this.
Yes, you made them part of this, Vala. Come home.
First thing I'm gonna do is cast Healing Word on Raven.
You cast Healing Word. The magic spreads into Raven, but does not take hold. He does not recover health. He is still unconscious. And you hear, you know what you have to do, Vala.
And then I will put my hand on Raven's forehead, and I'll give him 2 points of healing from, is it Healing Hands? Lay on Hands.
You're still unconscious, Raven.
Why is
Hey.
this working?
And as you reach full draw, an arrow like coalesces into a solid, like iron, like black wooden spike.
I shoot it at her face. She's dead.
Damn, man, like, come on.
She showed no mercy.
It's Val's sister, though.
Family doesn't kill family.